Welcome back, Walking Wicket podcast. New surroundings, new trim for me. Nothing new here. Two same faces. First test is finished. It was draw. In the words of Gordon Ramsay's, it's draw. It's draw. It's fucking draw. To be honest, it was a disappointing result because England did actually play quite well. I'm joined saying two fuckers over here. I've actually quite liked the surroundings. Don't know about you.
We're also looking quite sharp, boys. As well. I know. It's the last time we were wearing suits.
Better than the vests you were wearing the other day.
Well, yeah, we're taking it up a notch. We're getting serious now.
Right. Boys. So basically, what happened? England 300, West Indies got around 400. We got around 350. Root Crawley getting tons, and then Bonner batted for 9 hours and saved the match.
Stodged it up. He's fucking slow. What was it? His 100 in the first innings was about off like 350 balls.
I think he could be the definition of just churning the fuck out. Like he plays his entire innings as digging for tea. That's realistic. It was pretty boring stuff, but he did stick around and he got the job done. To be fair,
yeah, he did well.
Actually, a pretty good knock in the end.
A quick starter question: what's worse than watching Bonner bat?
Watching Chris Woakes bowl.
Watching Chris Woakes bowl. Yeah, that's one.
What could be worse? Watching Australia play Pakistan in Pakistan.
Actually, filming this the day that ended.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I probably did. I thought they were going to go over the line for a second.
That was incredible.
We're waffling.
But
keep going.
Woakes, well, Bonner, we've established we hate him, but he could do badly the next two tests, so we can't hate on him too quickly. So I feel like we haven't chatted enough shite about Woakes yet. So let's just have a few minutes about Woakes.
I'll just start by talking us through his opening spell on that second day, I think it was. So we just got plenty of runs in the first innings, and then Woakes comes on with a new rock. We're thinking, come on, England reset. It's time for a beautiful opening spell. He was going at about 6 and over for his first spell, and it was just absolute dross. Just really shocking stuff. Bowling half trackers every other ball. Yeah,
not helpful. Dickens saying last episode that he was the condom of our team. I think that's now looking like quite a silly comment.
I didn't specify what type of condom.
He's one
of the thin ones.
Yeah, a thin one. The ones you sort of get in Poundlands. The ones which lead to pregnancies. Yeah, mainly. But
you can holes in. It's not quite.
You can still advertise with his condoms though, because in England he's great. So in England the condom works, but the West Indies, I think it might just be the heat. But yeah, he's not working. But Woakes, the reason why it's so disappointing is white ball, he's a cracking bowler. He's kind of done the opposite. So I remember a few years ago, everyone was saying how shit he is at ODI cricket, and now he's just shit at Test cricket as well.
Yeah,
I don't know how he's been playing in the IPL and stuff like that, because I don't know what the Indians see in him, because us three certainly hate him.
Yeah. I reckon for the second test, I reckon they bring in Matt Fisher. I think he just offers that extra little dimension. And maybe Sakib as well. I think Mark Wood's not going to be fit. I'm not sure.
I also predict that Overton might get a sick bug as well.
Yeah.
I heard that as well. Yeah, because there is a sick bug going around. So if
he's just the type of guy who'd get ill the night before a test match. So
classic.
Exactly. Woakes and Overton, do they really represent England reset? Is this really the new England we're seeing? Even though we drew, West Indies are they worse than us?
They're at a completely different stage though in their
they're also in a reset, to be fair as well. They've been resetting for the past 10 years by the looks of things.
But they got some pretty established players on that side. Obviously, they've got an opener who's like set in stone. We don't have that, apart from Crawley maybe. And Bonner and who's the other guy?
John Campbell.
Who's at 4? Shamar Brooks.
Shamar Brooks. Yeah, I think Blackwood. 5, I think.
Yeah, they're all going to stick around. So they're not really at a place where we are, where we're sort of looking around for players.
Reset, I don't think so. I think we should have gotten rid of Woakes. I think it's quite unfair. Like Butler was bad in Australia, he deserved to go, but Woakes, I understand that I've broader Anderson, he's already an option, but he's not a new ball bowler. He's most specific cricketer ever. You pick him
in England
at Headingley, against the West Indies probably.
Yeah. Or like Bangladesh or something. But it was, to be fair, the reset was more looking at batting. You could say, I know Gordon Anderson were gone, but in that test match we had 3 centuries, which was more than we've had since 2010.
Which century was your favourite?
Crawley.
I think at the stage of the game it had to be Johnny Bairstow.
Yeah, I think Bairstow.
Yeah. Okay, maybe the situation, but Crawley just looks so fluid.
There was a bit of that big dick energy about Crawley and Root, where it's just that air of safety around the ground where they're batty and you're just watching it like,
200 for one. Name me a more sexual thing than that.
Yeah, exactly. I was on my phone for a few hours now. Like when I turned it off, England were 80 to 1, and I just picked my phone up expecting them to still be one down, and I just haven't had that for so long.
Yeah,
it makes me feel safe. It does.
I think Root at 3 maybe is that new condom we're looking for. Maybe he's got he's extra strength in the width.
Yeah. Because at number four last year, I think calling him a condom was disrespectful. He was kind of like just contraception. Contraception itself, because completely eliminates everything. But this year, number 3, we. But anyway, we're waffling too much. Talk about condoms. Okay, so second test. At the moment, it hasn't started. It definitely hasn't started. So
it starts tomorrow afternoon at 2. So what do we reckon for that then? England win the toss and bat probably.
Pitch looks pretty fat. I reckon it's win the toss and bat. If England do win the toss, I reckon they're not going to be going at more than 2s for the first session.
I reckon Crawley's probably due getting out early. Maybe a duck. He's looking quite vulnerable outside the off stump, I reckon.
Especially when leaving the ball.
Yeah, exactly. I think he'll probably get out early, maybe first over, second over.
But, it doesn't really matter because we know that Root's going to come in and just manipulate the field.
Play nicely.
And I do reckon West Indies are due missing reviews as well.
That they got a few right in the last
test. I feel like Root might just maybe fit an inside edge and get caught, but I don't know. Obviously, if we are actually right, then you could treat this as just our brilliant insight.
Cutting edge.
We have never got anything right.
Well, if we do, then subscribe.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think. But who do you think will win?
I think, given the reset that's happened in the first test, we were looking quite good. I think we can all agree. It was just sort of the docility of the pitch which let us down a bit. So I think we'll win.
Win?
Yeah.
James?
Yeah, I reckon we'll take it.
1-0 going into the third test, where I don't know West Indies at all. What Guyana? Yes.
Something like that.
No idea.
Mark Woods is definitely not playing, unfortunately.
So Sakib will come in.
Sakib, Fisher, Overton, if he miraculously doesn't go in an ambulance to a hospital.
He's definitely going to get ill. I can just
feel it. Exactly. Well, and I actually reckon it's probably one of us actually poisoning him because I don't want him to play, so I might have slipped something into his food, but that remains to be seen whether it works or not. Right.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. So you've heard it here. Contraception.
England are the best contraception around, bar Chris Woakes. I think that's probably what we're going to go for.
I reckon that's the title.
All right. So thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks very much.
On that bombshell.
See you in a bit.
See you later.